Hello, everyone, and welcome to another virtual visit. I'm David Mustonen, Director of Communications for the Dearborn Public Schools. Joining me, as always, is our Superintendent, Dr. Glenn Maleyko. Glenn, how are you doing today?
Hey, Dave, I'm doing very well. In fact, I just hit my record. I see you in the background with that snow. I
Uh,
called it early, the earliest ever. I called the snow day yesterday morning at 10 a.m.
wow.
I hope all the students slept in and they didn't do any work and things like that. But that's got to be my record. Put that in that one in the book. So, did you
I'll put
enjoy
it
your
in there.
snow day? No school today.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. I also mentioned that at the county superintendent that I have the record now, the earliest call in
Earliest
history,
call of a snow day. Awesome.
based on some sort of prediction.
That's right.
So
Well, we don't have to predict what's going to happen over the next couple of months because we know that our school buildings are closed. But some very important news just happened on Thursday, April 16th, in regards to us moving forward with continuing the learning. Joining us today to talk a little bit about that as well is our Executive Director of Student Achievement, one of three. Joining us today is Ms. Fatme Faraj. Fatme, thank you very much for being with us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Maleyko, and thank you, David. Thank you for having me on the show.
So, Glenn, I know this continuity of learning plan that we had to submit under the governor's order. We had to submit it to the county ISD, approved on Thursday officially. Big news here in Dearborn for us, right?
yes, I mean the team has worked extremely hard, and it's been under the leadership of Ms. Faraj, Ms. Peterson, Dr. Chokol, and Mr. Saley really took the lead. And there's a lot of people involved. Our entire team was involved, and they took the lead. The plan was submitted late. Ms. Faraj and I were actually talking, I think, at 10:30 at night of the night of the submission. I think we actually submitted about 15 minutes before at 10:15 because although we're from home, the days go long. I mean, there's a lot of virtual meetings. And so great news. Dr. Leopold from Wayne County RESA, per the governor's order under the law, approved it. We just received it yesterday. He also commended the plans. He said it was one of the most comprehensive plans he's seen, and he thought that our team did an outstanding job. So I'm going to turn it over to Fatme to kind of give a little bit of the highlights of the plan. We know it's the things that we've talked about in this show that were required in the governor's order as we are anticipating the publication. But I know we are, by the time this will be published, the show, the plan will be out there publicly. So we're doing this show to kind of give a little bit more information. So some of the things like the continuation of the learning. So Ms. Faraj, I'm going to turn over to you. First of all, great job with you and the team, and appreciate what you've done. But can you give us a little bit of a summary of some of the important aspects of the plan, please?
Sure. I just wanted to start by saying that if anything, this crisis has strengthened our mission and vision to put students at the center. And as we know, Dearborn Public School staff and administration, along with the district staff, they put students first, and they work collaboratively to make sure that we are implementing the best strategies and comprehensive plans we can to ensure that students continue to learn. So again, we are calling this continuation of learning plan or continuity of learning. It's not a review of learning. So it is going to continue to be new learning in addition to mastery of the standards. In the plan, there were certain requirements that I applaud our team in working very hard to have detailed steps and strategies for implementation. Some of the things that are in the plan and are required are the way we're going to deliver instruction. And when we talked about instruction and how teachers and principals are going to implement that in buildings along with the support from central office, we were very detailed in terms of providing instructional techniques with different modalities. For example, students who are not able to complete the work online and they have access to technology. These were considerations that we took into account when we were planning. Surveys went out to families to determine which families had access to internet, which families have a device at home. And for those who did not have them, we provided opportunities in the schools where they came and checked out a Chromebook. or a different device. Another aspect that we took into consideration are students who do not have access to internet. We provided support and links to ways where they can obtain free access to internet with the help of the Dearborn Education Foundation, and also other offers from internet resources where they can get 2 free months of accessibility, in addition to support to extend that for 6 months. So we were able to make sure that we've accounted for every student to be able to connect with the classroom teacher in order to deliver instruction, and for the student to be able to show or demonstrate their learning while the teacher is giving feedback. Other aspects of the plan that we took into consideration was the grading. If students are to do the work, and long before the governor or MDE required a plan, the teachers stepped up along with the principals, and they've devised a building plan even when it was not required. And they spent the day on March 13th planning a building plan in collaboration with principals and central office. And they took off with that. And right when parents and students heard that the work is not counted, they were very disappointed. So we did see a decline in the rate of completion, but the teachers continued. The teachers did not give up on that. They continued to contact the families, and they continued to contact the students and plan their lessons. So instruction, grading, food distribution is a requirement in the plan, which we are distributing in 7 locations. Creating a budget, what are the additional expenditures, and also social emotional support for the students, considerations for special ed and English language learners. All of these things are components of the plan that we have worked on and made sure that they were detailed enough. As Dr. Maleyko mentioned, Dr. Lipa mentioned that also in the email, that it was one of the most comprehensive and detailed plan. What we've been hearing from the district and the teachers is that it's a detailed plan. It's giving autonomy to the buildings in terms of content and planning, because we continue to work with NPLC teams. Teachers are collaborating by grade level to make sure that delivery of instruction is common between teacher and teacher within the same building.
Wow, that is a lot of detail in that plan. But I think from listening to what you're saying, Fatme, really covering a lot of information in there, but giving schools that autonomy that they need to meet their needs of their student population, whether it be elementary, middle, or high school. So I know, Dr. Maleyko, you have also, in reviewing this plan, lots of information in there that was important to get out to the public as far as grading and information along those lines as well.
Yes, so there is a tremendous amount of information. So I just want to preface this is that the bottom line is we want to support all students. Learning will continue. We also understand that students are going through difficulties with their families. Families are going through difficulties. We have people that are passing away. And so we want to put it in that proper context, that the reason we're doing this plan is to continue to support all the different students and all the challenges that are out there. It is going to be difficult, but we're up for it. We will do it. Our teachers have been stepping up. Our team has stepped up. And so that's the one message I want is there's a lot of detail in the plan, but the bottom line is we want people to understand that we're here to support. We're not here to create extra stress. And that's part of the plan, is that we are going to diversify for different individuals based on their individual circumstances. And those that are facing adversity, we're not going to harm students. And in fact, when we talk about the grading policy, which I know eventually we're going to have another show on this that will just talk about the grades, I think specifically we talked about, and we're going to get into that more in detail. We came up with a plan, I think, at the elementary, middle, and high school that I think is fair for all. And Ms. Faraj, I wonder if you could mention, without getting, the grading, we're going to have it on the website, but just, talk a little bit about what teachers are going to do every week in touching base with the students, which I know is a big part of the plan.
Definitely. We are following the provision of do no harm to students by teachers communicating with students on a weekly basis. We have set guidelines and expectations for parents, students, and teachers. So teachers will be doing virtual or live lessons on a weekly basis with students, a minimum of 2 times. In addition to that, they will be contacting students and making sure that they are progress monitoring their work. They're giving the students feedback on the work they're complete. And at the same time, in the expectations for students, they are guiding students on how to complete the work. And they're meeting also in grade level professional learning communities to make sure that we have to remember also that this is a new territory for students. They have not done this type of instruction before. So the teachers had to receive training on how to conduct online lessons or virtual lessons. So they have been taking part of that time to train on that. This entire week was instruction in addition to training. So teachers can go in there and implement the new continuity of learning plan, knowing fully what it takes and how to implement it. So in addition to checking with the students, they are documenting these conversations. That's why when we say, and Dr. Maleyko talked about the grading policy, before they assign a grade to the students, they are basing that on the quality of the work and to what extent they've mastered the standard, and also documenting how many times they've contacted the student. And if the student doesn't respond, they're contacting the families. And if it all fails, we have support staff in the building, like the English language development specialist, the Title I resource teacher, the special ed staff, and the communities in school liaisons, the paraprofessionals. The entire building community is going to employ a systemic process to make sure that every student is on task and every student is accounted for. We're not only looking at academics, the child's well-being is also considered, and the mental, emotional, and social support is also taken into consideration in the plan, so that we know if the child has a sick family member or they're not able to continue with the work. If you go through the plan, you will see that flexibility is at the heart of the plan. Teachers will make sure that they're looking at the whole child and they know their whereabouts and what is happening in their life, to make sure that we are doing no harm while we're implementing. At the end, when teachers are assigning grades, and they will be posting that in the grade book, which the parents can visit the Parent Connect and Student Connect, and they can view their grades. They're going to receive a grade at the end for the work that they've done. If they are not able to complete the work for any reason, for a circumstance that's outside of their control, that is also that has been discussed, and it is in the grading policy, and we have a procedure on how to report that, and district is discussing additional remediation sessions, maybe in the summer, maybe next fall. It depends on when we return back to school.
Well, I think that's a lot of information, and I know the team's done a great job, and really appreciate the support of everyone. Also, the Board of Education, who thought the plan was fantastic, and again, it's under difficult circumstances. So we want to feel good about it because it was good news. The plan was approved, but we do have a lot more challenges ahead. So thank you, Ms. Faraj, and the entire team in Dearborn Schools for putting this together. I'm going to turn it back to David.
Yeah, thank you so much, Fatme. And it is a big plan. It has a lot of information, but guess what? We've put it on our website. Go to dearbornschools.org, and on the main page, you can look for a link. It's called the Continuity of Learning Plan. You click on that. It'll take you to a page, and that page has all the documents. It has the complete plan. It's over 20 pages long, almost 30 pages long. If you don't want to read that, there's a summary. There is a breakdown of grading at the elementary, middle, and high school level as well. And of course, most importantly, if you have questions, individual questions pertaining to your child and your child's teacher, reach out to that teacher. Reach out to the school principal. We're all working. everybody's here, and we are ready to answer those questions and work with the parents, because as Dr. Maleyko said, we don't want to do any harm to any child here. We want all of our children to succeed. And at the same time, there is accountability that is taking place as well, so that the work does count. And we do need students to continue to do this work, but at the same time, we want to be there to support the parents and the child. A lot of information. Go to the website where you can find it all. And I think that a lot of questions will be answered by going to that website and checking that out. Once again, thank you both for joining us. Appreciate both of you taking a little bit of time to stop by and share that very, very important information. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by and taking a few minutes to find out about this plan. Again, www.dearbornschools.org. Click on the main page. Look for that continuity of learning plan. That's where all the information will be. Until we see you again next time, stay safe and be careful out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.